Welcome everybody to Bonthas and Brews. My name's Brian, and today we're going to recap the fourth session of our Long Arm of the Hutt campaign. As we're doing that, we're going to be drinking Toasted Marshmallow Milkshake Stout from Rochester Mills Brewing Beer Company. I've never actually had the original milkshake stout. People say it's absolutely amazing. I saw this at the store, and I was like, you know what? It's the end of summertime. Let's do something that's definitely summertimey. So. It says ale with milk, sugars, cocoa nibs, and marshmallows. It's supposed to be a campfire type beer, is what it totes on the can there. So these are pint cans, 4 in a pack, and I think it was like $8 for the 4. Oh wow, that's definitely wow. That's like a deep chocolatey, but like kind of smoky. It'll be interesting. Nearly, what is it, 5.7% ABV. It's a stout, so it's not going to be very hoppy. I think it said 20 IBUs on the can there. Oh, that's good. That's damn good. I can see why they call it a milkshake. It is definitely has a bit of a milkshake. It's not as thick as I would expect for a stout, but besides that, that's freaking awesome. Smokiness doesn't get too heavy, which is good. I don't know if I get the marshmallow. Maybe. Maybe, yeah. It's in there a little bit. But it's definitely more chocolatey and smoky versus the marshmallow. Either way, delicious. Really makes me want to pick up the standard one. That way I can try that in comparison to this. And if it's anything like this, I'll be really happy. I think the smokiness in this, even though it's not overpowering, I don't think I could do probably more than 2 of these, especially being in a 16-ounce can in a sitting, because it just will kind of get a little much there. Like already, I can kind of hit it up in the nose even though I'm not drinking it. Okay, lots and lots of shit happened in this session. I'm going to forget part of it, I'm sure, because just so much happened. A lot of good role play. This was probably one of the most jovial, joking around sessions that we had in like a year, be it from Star Wars, be it from D&D. It was good fun. I think everybody is really good sense of good vibes. Let's say it, good vibes all around. So you guys were heading to the Cat's Meow. We had 6 players before I forget. We had Vrish, the Rhodium mechanic, Posh, the human pilot guy, 41 Vex, the droid mechanic, Quifio, the droid bounty hunter gadgeteer guy, Sans, the Twi'lek slicer, and Tibbs, the Devorian mercenary. So that was our group there for the day. So 3 of them decided. Let's see here. It was Posh, Vrish, and Tibbs. They were going to go to the party, along with bringing in a couple other people with them, while Vex, Quifio, and Sans went and broke into the dormitory to try to get some information there. So heading into the party, first thing that you stopped at the door, you guys brought your suits, you're all like set, you're geeked for it, or at least pretending to be geeked. Oh, no, we got to back up a little bit, because before we got to the party, something very important happened, which was Tibbs making the poison that you guys were going to poison everybody with. Remember, the whole plot behind this was you guys are trying to get rid of this Drum Enterprise place. Turns out they're kind of frat boy. And so your guys' plan was to poison them to make it look like they have radiation poisoning. And Vex did a really good job creating the poison. And Tibbs took his hand at disguising the poison. That way you can sneak it in the party, because it was about the size of a can. And so you guys decided, he decided he's going to try to sneak it, make it look like a beer can. And he did an absolutely fantastic success, but he had quite a bit of despair. So he did an absolutely perfect job disguising this can, and he snuck it in with some other cans. The despair was he had no idea. I don't know if it was a despair or 3 setbacks. I don't recall which one it was. 3 threats, sorry. and he could not tell which can was the poison. Okay, not a big deal. There's 6 of you guys, 6 cans. One of you guys will have the can, and at some point, try to sneak it into the pool there. So, arriving at the party, you were told they got a little bit of an event that you have to go through first because it's a kind of a somber occasion, and so you'll find proper attire in the dressing rooms, and they or not the dressing rooms, the locker rooms. You guys headed off that way, and you found the as you're kind of passing through to the locker rooms, you see that there is a kind of a funeral-esque atmosphere. If you remember, Quifio shot who we find out his name was Ricky, or at least everybody says his name was Ricky, low man on the totem pole of the Drum Enterprises, shot him, and they're having a little funeral for him before the party. And so there's a little bit of somber mood. However, the outfits that they have you guys change into are like itty bitty banana hammocks, and it says like Ricky Forever on them. And then the girls had super skinny bikini type deals. Vrish put it on top of her one piece. I thought that was great. I gave her Anthony playing Vrish a boost die on the next roll, I believe it was. Her sickening character, kind of a carryover from D&D inspiration. Tables like, oh man, that's great, So that was pretty good standing character for him there. You guys come out looking at the funeral arrangement, and the picture they have of Ricky is not what you expected. It's like the Ricky with the shelled face, with the big old hole in his head and whatnot. Turns out they don't actually have a picture of Ricky, and we determined with I think it was like a flip of the light side destiny point, or I don't recall if we did that or we just said this is what it was, is that they didn't actually know Ricky's real name, and Ricky's real name was actually Ignatius Buchanan III, which I gave that name, which is why I remember off the top of my head. And so this was the only picture they had of Ricky, was him with his shelled out face. He was the new guy. He was still in the hazing period of the Drum Enterprise frat. And so people now that he's dead, they're like, oh, Ricky was awesome. He was our best friend, That's the other thing. Complete bro session here. I did so much bro speak. Everybody was doing bro speak. Posh was doing bro speak, and I shouldn't say everybody. Posh and Tibbs were doing bro speak. Vrish was not doing bro speak. She was being her own self, but still. We did a lot of bro talk. Even the people that weren't immediately at the party, like, would kind of chime in as like NPCs every now and then, as like doing a little bit of bro speak there. Anyway, first thing you got to do some of Ricky's favorite shots, which was Bantha Piss. Bantha Piss is not what it actually is, but that's what the shot's called. It's bright neon yellow shot, and Tibbs did an excellent job holding on to it. Posh did not do so good. He kept it down, but he was feeling really queasy, and Vrish did a pretty good job holding on to hers. With that, started partying a little bit, and as this was going on, somewhere in the middle of this, I forget time frame wise, Drum came in, and Drum was like the old guy that graduated from the frat long ago, is kind of how I described him. He's now back. He came in, he's wearing his super thin Speedo with like his super kind of formerly was in shape, now out of shape guy with like a cape on, and the Ray-Bans inside and all that kind of stuff. He gave the sermon. You guys stuck with it, just played along and all that kind of stuff. And eventually at the end, Tibbs is like, all right, on my planet, we have, he was doing this New Jersey accent. I don't know why I started doing like a Keanu Reeves. He's like, on my home world, we have this tradition where we essentially pour one out, and that was the excuse to pour everything into the pool. And so you guys are getting ready, pouring one into the pool, and Drum walks over to Posh, because Posh is trying to posture that he wants to be in this, and he's like, oh, let's do a drink. And they wind up, Posh winds up passing a check to pass him the can of beer, because when they all open up the cans of beer, Posh realized he has the poison. So he handed it over, Drum handed him his, And so, the deal was everybody's going to take a sip and pour everything else out in the pool. They did that. So Drum, he took a sip. He's like, "What the fuck are you drinking? This is disgusting." Poured the rest in the pool. But because he's a party animal dude, he kept it down. So as this is going on, we have the other trio sneaking in. Sans, he does a fantastic job slicing into the first door. He actually pulls off a coat and opens up all the doors leading up to like the main door into Drum's suite, because like dormitory, everybody's kind of bunked up and that kind of stuff there, along with everybody's passwords and logins for computers. Great. He also shuts down the turrets. Double great. Yeah, because it was like a fantastic roll. I think he had 2 triumphs or something like that on it. So he got quite a bit of stuff there. From there, people kind of filed in. Vex was kind of tossed in the room, but like he kept on trying to find medical supplies and that kind of stuff. And he'd like open up and he'd be like, "Oh, HIPAA information, I can't do this," and I got to back away. So this is mainly because he failed to check, but we rolled it off as him saving like HIPAA sensitive information and backing away. Quifio mainline to the kitchen, started grabbing some goods, some protein shakes and that kind of stuff, and a charcuterie board. So he has more fuel for the hopper. As this is going on, Sans is working on, heads on down, starts working on the main security door into the Drum suite. Triggers the turrets to be reactivated. The turrets, we then break into combat here. Turrets start locking down the exit, and they actually manage to accidentally shoot the panel that leads into the Drum suite, essentially locking that door because it's extra heightened security. It's not like when you shoot at the door, automatically goes open. It's shot and it went into a lockout phase. As this is going on here, Quifio's bashing out a window, throwing a chair through it because there's not really any other way out of here. So he's like, "All right, let's jump through the kitchen." However, Vex and Sans were trapped in this hallway here, and they're taking pop shots at these 2 turrets that are out there. Eventually, Quifio charges out in the room. He winds up getting a good shot on, I don't recall if he killed both of them or just one, and then somebody hit the other one when it was distracted. But wound up taking out the turrets. Nobody really took damage from that. I think the turrets they were cheap, not top of line turrets, so they missed quite a bit. I think I did a yellow and a green for them. So, excuse me. These were not super efficient turrets there. So from there, they start, Tibbs, he starts kind of working on doing a little bit more stuff with the door there. We flip one of the destiny points. That way he can get access to some additional functionality behind the panel, kind of revealed a little bit of something there. Gives him a second try. And as he's kind of fiddling around with that, I apologize if my daughter's tablet picks up on the video. She seems to be coming this way with it. So as this is going on here, back at the party, now, what's it called? Can you turn that down, please, sweetheart? Tibbs is like, "Hey, everybody, let's do an earthquake into the pool. Everybody jump in," because the main thing is you guys want to get all these guys in the pool. That way their hair starts falling out. And you turn it down just a little bit more. And he's absolutely nailing these leadership checks. So everybody starts jumping in the pool. As this is going on, Drum sees his little light on his watch saying, "Oh, something's going on in the dorm. You got to go check it out." So he sends Posh, being the new guy, and a guy that we named Freddy to go investigate the situation. As they're getting ready to head out the door, Posh is like, "Oh, we got to get Freddy in the pool here." He's like, "Oh, Freddy, we got to go in the pool. It's it's gonna be great. We got to go jump in the pool real quick, and then we'll go check it out. We got to do it for Ricky." Passes Chuck to do that. He's running. And he's like, Posh is like, "You know what? I want to trip and fall on purpose." He goes. He rolls 4 successes and like 4 threats. It is amazing. It's like a complete opposite. So he wanted completely tripping and doing it, making a believable job. However, he had such momentum that he actually went in the pool as well. So now he's kind of covered in this poison as well. not good because the poison you guys made it very, very fast acting. Okay. Anyway, you guys head off. Posh and uh, Freddie, you guys head off to the dormitory. As this is going on, Tibbs is starting to like bust a move on the dance floor. He's doing really good. Did a good coordination roll. However, he had some threats, so he's like doing like super spread out moves, so that way like none of the girls that are digging on his moves can get close to him. Eventually, he does like the little lasso and uh, brings in Vrish into the situation, and they're both kind of dancing up, and Vrish is doing a pretty good job keeping up with them. Not the best, but definitely knows the way around the dance floor a little bit there. Okay, going back over the dormitory as Sans is sitting here messing with his door. Freddie and Posh walk in, and like Freddie's like, "What the hell's going on? What are you doing?" Because Sans is a Twi'lek. This whole Cat's Meow Drama Enterprise group is like no male Twi'leks. They're cool with the chick Twi'leks because we're treated like frat boys there, and they're gonna be fine with any girls, right? And they're, what the hell are you doing? He starts to pull out the blaster, and Mark just the most. I don't know why I'm laughing so hard, but like plain as day, like, oh, locksmith, and absolutely nailed the check. And then Freddie's looking up. He's like, oh, that's cool. Then he looks up and he sees this turret, broke down. He's like, well, what the hell's going on with the turret? What's going on here? And then Quifio comes out and he's like, oh, no, gunsmith. And they pulled off like a Smith and Smith, what's it called? A Smith and Smith, like a local business type deal. And Freddie bought it all. Like people were doing excellent rolls tonight, unlike other nights. Great stuff. So Freddie's like, you know what? Everything's in line here. Let's go back to that party. And he starts letting Posh know, like, hey, I got some eyes on the Vrish girl he likes the little Rhodian head ears or circle-eared thingies. I don't know if they're actually ears, but that's what we call them. Because to me, they always kind of look like that. It makes me think like they'd be like little radar ear type deals. Heading off back to the party, though, everybody, so Posh and Tibbs, and then so the females that you brought with you guys, Vrish came with you to count as one of your females. Then you had Nin and Askara, NPCs that you had along the way, and then somebody else we named the Party Barge, who was this really beefy Twi'lek chick. She stayed at the party, but everybody else kind of headed out. And Nin and Askara let you guys know the party favors were in place. You guys have no idea what they're referring to. But heading out, you guys run into Posh and Freddie. And Freddie's like, oh, when we go back to my dorm room, we can have some fun. And amazingly, I was thinking Anthony was not going to go along with this at all. He played in. He was like, oh, yeah, let's do this. And so they all went back. And here's where things got... they wound up holding Freddie up at gunpoint, making him get naked, tied him to his bed via banana hammocks, and stuffed banana hammocks in his mouth while they finished searching the information through the Drum Enterprise corporate suite there, because you guys did get that door open. And I forget how we got the turrets on that shut off, but we got the turrets shut off without actually having to fight those ones. You didn't find a whole lot of information in the computer system that you were hoping for. You did find some emails that I'll post on the Obsidian portal. That way you can read them. I know I said them while we were there, but they were two kind of separate emails and tied together. It's better that you can have them and read them, dissect them on your own time there. From there, you guys like, all right, we're gonna go back in. Anthony playing Vrish, he bought the utility belt feat, which allows him to say, oh, I happen to have this in my utility belt, insert small object that could be useful for the plot at the expense of flipping over a destiny point. And so we did that to obtain a scanner, which was really a Twi'lek toy to prove like, oh, I'm irradiated, this is not good. So Posh, his hair is already falling out because this poison was super, super fast acting. He goes in the party. Turns out that Drum, people thought he's passed out. He was dead because he actually drank part of the poison. So between drinking the poison and taking a bath in the poison, he was nixed. Everybody else's hair is starting to fall off. He's going around the scanner, like, oh, you're poison, even though it's not really a scanner, and he's pressing the button and then going to like a Twi'lek, letting his thumb off the button. And the house lights come on, and like the whole pool area is just a slew of nasty man fur. So here where we jumped into a little bit of exposition, you guys, these people, they wound up leaving. As they're heading out, you guys, before they started heading out, you made a decision that you didn't want to keep Freddy in the room locked up or tied up because he could spill out what you guys did. And so you guys debated killing him or doing something else with him. And you decided to tie him on top of a backhoe, so like the scoop part of the backhoe, and just send it off into the wild in LAotH. So that's what you guys did. From their exposition, kind of cleaned up shop and all that kind of stuff. The Twi'leks, these guys ran off planet. The Twi'leks were able to take over this area, that kind of stuff there. And that's where we left off. We gained 5 experience points for this. A lot of good role play, a lot of good laughs. I think everybody had a good time. And it took me a long time yesterday to get out of bro mode because like my mind was just like in this speaking like a bro, thinking like a bro for like 3 hours straight. And so I told my wife like coming home like it's bad, just thinking bro thoughts and that kind of stuff there. But I got it out. It's good. It's done. Everybody had fun though. So I'm going to sit here, drink the rest of this, and move on to, I don't recall what else. I have a Brewery Vivant farmhouse variety pack, which I love all the beers that are in there. So it's going to be a good Labor Day weekend. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.